and a very good day to you. Today I want to speak to you about quite a thorny subject. And the subject I'm talking about is suffering. Now let's go straight to the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. The Lord says, "Do not fear any of those things which you are about to suffer. Indeed, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison that you may be tested, and you will have tribulation 10 days. Be faithful until death, and I will give you the crown of life." Folks, I want to tell you, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and feared not for their lives until the death. That's in Revelation 12:11. No Christian is exempt from suffering. And if somebody tells you, no, once you become a believer, then all your suffering's over, it's a lie from the pit of hell. I think I have suffered more physically, emotionally, and spiritually since I've become a believer than I ever did before I became a Christian. But there's a difference. What is the difference? The difference is Jesus has been with me right through the fire. And I've come out the other side. There's not even the smell of smoke on my clothes. But to listen to somebody tell you, come to Jesus and all your problems will be over, that man is a liar and there is no truth in him. It is apostasy, nothing less. And that is bad teaching. Because a person comes to Christ, he accepts the Lord, and then the test carries on, and then he thinks there's no God. Of course there is a God. Every single giant in this book has suffered, starting with our master himself. No one has suffered more than Jesus. What about the disciples? Every single one of them died a martyr's death. Judas Iscariot, of course, hung himself, but all the rest, including John, died a martyr's death. Some had their heads cut off, some were crucified upside down like Peter, but they did not waver. I want to say to you now, you must understand that suffering is part of the Christian walk. And I want to say to moms and dads, you must teach your children at an early age that to be a full-on believer for Jesus Christ is going to cost them. And I'm not talking about physical hardship so much. I think what is worse is emotional and spiritual suffering. When you go to school and the teacher stands up and starts talking about Charles Darwin's theory and the Big Bang, and like my grandsons, they stand up and say, "Excuse me, miss, I can't listen to that stuff because it's contrary to what I believe." And the rest of the kids laugh at them, and then they walk out the class. But then half the class walks out behind them because they are leaders. It comes when you're at work and you say, "I'm sorry, I can't do that." And the boss says, "If you can't do that, you're out of here." And you say, "That's fine, but I can't do that." That is the suffering I'm talking about. When you as a young girl want to keep yourself pure until the night of your marriage because God said so. Because God said that you will not go to heaven if you are an adulterer. And if you are a fornicator. What is fornication? Fornication is sleeping with someone that you're not married to. See the ring on my finger? That tells me that I belong to Jesus Christ and I have one wife. That comes at a cost. And you become very unpopular with the rest of the world when you stand for truth and righteousness. When you will not buck the system and you will not steal money and you insist on paying the receiver. Until next time, remember, suffering for Jesus is an honor.